Hey y'all, it's Brianna and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you my long wear foundation routine. Basically, it's going to help you against the summer heat. If you oily, this foundation routine is going to be your best friend. If you dry, you might still like it. I don't know. I don't have dry skin. It's not my journey, so I'm here for the oily gals. But if y'all want to see how I keep my foundation on for a long ass time, then keep on watching. The most important step to your long lasting foundation is gonna be your skincare. So you definitely want to make sure your face is moisturized before you start going in with foundation, because it's gonna make your skin look more flawless and put together and just make your foundation look good. So not only is it going to stay on your face longer, but it's not going to look flaky or sink into your pores or look a mess. So the thing that I like to moisturize with is the Belif, what is this called? Aqua Balm. This is my favorite moisturizer. I've been using it for a hot minute now. It's super lightweight. And like a gel based formula, because I have oily skin and I don't like to put anything too heavy on my face, because it literally would just like sit on the surface of my skin and like not actually sink down into it. So I like to use this a lot. And yes, if you are oily, you still need to moisturize. Another important step for skincare too would be to exfoliate in your regular skincare routine, because even though I am oily, I still have random dry patches on my face, and I like to wear matte foundations, and typically a matte foundation is going to cling to a dry patch on your face. So you need to try to exfoliate at least, I would say, 2 to 3 times a week. Personally, I don't do it that often because I'm like the worst at my skincare routine. Like, I gotta get on it. But one I like to use is this Murad skin polishing or skin smoothing polish. This is like somewhere between $20 or $30. So if you want like a better, more affordable alternative, just go to Walmart or the drugstore and pick you up some St. Ives. They have different ones. I use the green tea one and it works just as good. You really don't have to spend $1 million on this Murad one. You can just go get one for $7. I'm gonna go ahead and prime. Primer is very, very, very important for putting your for having your foundation stay on your face. I know some people be like, oh, I don't need to prime. Like, baby, you lying. You do, because your makeup is gonna last way longer if you do versus not wearing one. My favorite one to wear, y'all already know, it's been in like 3 videos. It's the One Heck of a Blot by Soap and Glory. This is a mattifying primer, and it's also has some kind of long wearing technology in it. It's got like a 12-hour wear time, which is really, really good. And I love this because not only does it keep me matte, but it really does increase the longevity of my makeup. And then we're gonna jump into foundation. You can wear, like, if you're oily like me, you can wear a mattifying foundation. Typically during the summertime I will, just because it's smarter for me to do so, because if I go in with like a radiant foundation or something that isn't necessarily matte, like, I will typically get more oily with it, so I'll have to like blot throughout the day or just go in with hella setting powder. But usually I'm just gonna go ahead and right off go in with a mattifying foundation. The one I'm gonna use today is the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte foundation. This has a 24-hour wear. Personally, I do not wear my makeup for that long, but anything over like 12 hours is pretty good for me. So I'm just gonna go ahead and use this, and let's all hope to God that this matches me, because I haven't worn it in a hot minute. I'm just applying this with a beauty sponge. and I'm just patting it into the skin. That way it's actually sinking in and meshing with that primer so it can stay on a little longer. Sometimes I will go in with a brush, but I usually like the way my skin looks when I use a sponge versus a brush, because sometimes when I use a brush, like, my foundation will sit on my skin a little weird, whereas with a sponge, like, it's really easy to get your foundation to like sink into your skin and not look cakey or harsh or anything. Shoot. But now we're gonna go ahead and go in with my concealer. The one I'm using right now is one I haven't had for very long. This is the Flower Beauty Light Illusion Concealer. I've had it for a little bit. I've only used it like twice, but all my other concealers are way too light for me right now. So, you know, this is what we're gonna have to use. It is more of like radiant concealer, but it's really not gonna make too big of a difference for me because I'm gonna set it down anyways, so it's okay. And I'm just using that same sponge to blend it out. Now that my foundation is on, concealer is blended, we're gonna go in with setting powder, which is very, very important for me and for most people. Like, I don't know very many people who don't set their makeup, but if it's your jam, it's your jam. I'm gonna go in with my Laura Mercier translucent setting powder, and I'm just gonna set my entire face. I'm gonna set my under eye and my foundation too, because that is another key item to keeping your makeup on longer, is to just set everything down, because I can feel my face right now and my foundation is like pretty matte, but it still has a little bit of like a wet and like tacky feeling to it, and my concealer definitely does. So to keep my concealer from creasing and looking gross, I'm gonna set it down and then just set my face all around, because that's like another thing in keeping my oils at bay, which keeping them at bay equals longer wear time. So I'm just going to use my damp sponge and set my face. I am going to bake just a little bit because I typically don't, but I feel like when you bake, like, it helps a lot more. But most of the time I don't have time to like sit there with powder on my face for a few minutes, but I ain't doing nothing today, so we can bake a little bit. Oh, I'm almost out of powder. Lord Jesus. Alright, now that this powder has set on my face a little bit, I'm gonna go ahead and wipe it away and then just use the excess to set the rest of that foundation down. And I'm gonna go finish out the rest of my makeup, and then we're gonna come back and do the last and final step. So see y'all in a minute. I'm back. Got my face on. We ready to go. So to finish off this look, really any makeup look I ever do, I like to go in with setting spray. I got two of my faves here, both to recommend, high-end and a drugstore alternative, but mostly because this one has like nothing left in it, so I brought this for backup. So the one I really like to use the most is the Milani Make It Last setting spray. This costs like $8 at Walmart. They have it at Ulta. They used to have it like Walgreens or CVS. Not sure which one. And then another alternative that I really like that is $32 is the Urban Decay All Nighter setting spray. I've used this one for a few years now, and this one just came out like last year sometime, and I have started using that like religiously. I have a backup bottle, I just haven't opened it yet. I'm gonna go ahead and just set my face, hopefully with this one. If not, we will call upon my other friend over here. but you just want to do a few spritzes all over your face, and then I just like to fan it down just so there aren't any weird like little wet spots left on my face, and also it feels nice to fan it. Setting spray is like the most refreshing thing. And this, not only is it going to take away any powdery look you might have gotten from your setting powder, it's also just going to be that extra step to keep everything on a little bit longer. This has a 16-hour wear time. My primer has a 12-hour wear time. And my foundation has a 24-hour wear time. So like mix all those babies together and I'm good to go for this summer especially. But I like my makeup to last long no matter what time of year it is, but it's the most important in the summertime because my oils do peek throughout the day, and it's just not a cute look when your makeup is breaking up and just looking a hot mess. So I definitely recommend that you moisturize your skin, 2, exfoliate your skin, and then go in with a primer, a good mattifying foundation if you're oily. If not, you can get away, I'm sure, with a dewy foundation or something with a natural finish. And then you want to use your setting powder, faux show. And then last but not least, you want to go in with that setting spray and just melt everything together and lock it in so you are set against the summer heat and against like whatever activities you may be doing, whether you're like going to be outside doing something or if you're just shopping or whatever you're doing. But it's going to stay on for you for sure. I've taken many naps in doing a routine like this and woken up and still looks just as good as when I first put it on. So keep these tips in mind if you want your foundation to last super long. And thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.